Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a macro by using Microsoft Access. And these macros, a series of macros, will allow you to navigate from a form to a different form. However, we're going to make sure that every time people will try to navigate from a form to a different form, the other forms will not be visible, will be basically closing. What is the advantage of doing something like this? Imagine you have a computer that does not have a good size of RAM memory. This might cause the system to slow down and eventually crash. So what we need to do, we need to optimize our database and minimize the chances of the database crashing. So in order to do this, we need to go to Create, select Macro, and the first macro we are going to create, it's going to open, let's open the staff form. So I'm going to click here, the drop down list, I'm going to scroll down to the open form. The form name we want to open is the staff name, the staff form. Now, when I open the staff form, I want all the other forms to be closed. So I'm going to drop down this list, I'm going to select Close, and the object I want to close is form, and I want to close the site form. I also want to close another form, which is the receipt form. By the way, this is not a database I've created, so it has a spell mistake there. Receipt. Then I'm going to select close, the next form, products. So form, products, and so on. And an easy way to do this, instead of keep clicking go through all the options, so I can actually copy and paste. I'm using the shortcut Control-C, Control-V. I've actually copied the products row a couple times. So after the products, I need to close the main menu. So I'm clicking here, change the form to the main menu, and then finally I'm going to close the FRMQRY. So in a computer world, there's more than one ways to do the same thing. So it is important to know the shortcuts when you're developing databases to speed up the process, because time equals money. Now, based on this macro, I'm going to save it, and I'm going to save this macro as open the staff form. So mcr open staff, open FRM staff. Click OK. Now I'm going to close this, and I'm going to follow the same process to create macros for all the other table forms. For example, create macro. This time I'm going to open form. This form, I'm going to open this site called site, and I'm going to close on all the other forms. So I'm going to close. First of all, I'm going to close the staff form. I'm going to right click copy, right click paste times. So I have to close the receipt, the products, the main menu, and the query. So I'm gonna just paste a couple more times, and now I'm just gonna change the name of the form. So the first one is staff. I'm opening the site, so receipt. The next one is products. The next one is main menu. And finally, the next one is FRM queries. I'm going to save this as cr underscore site, FRM site. Okay. By following the same process, I'm going to create 4 more macros. I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to continue in a sec. Okay, now we have created all 6 macros. We need to go to the main menu, and we need to go to the design view. Let's delete these buttons here. We are going to apply button. Let's cancel the wizard because we're going to add the macro manually. With the button selected, if you double click here, you're going to generate the properties panel. Then from the properties panel, select event, and then on click event, if we drop down the list, we are going now to open a first form, so FRM QRY. So let's change the name to FRM QRY. Let's increase the size to 18. And let's make it bold. You can customize this button further. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to right click now, copy. I'm going to right click and select paste. I'm going to place this below and change the name to the next form. So I'm going to select it first, drop down the list from the events menu. I'm going to select now FRM site. So I'm just going to leave FRM. Now this time it's going to be site, and so on. If I click here and Control C, Control V to paste, it's just going to follow the same process. Main menu. Okay, let's save this and let's run it. As you can see here, I've got all the forms open, but if I click on the main menu, all the other forms are closing. If I click on a different form, like the products form, all the other forms are closed, so including the main menu. So this will allow you to keep your database running smoothly without actually using too many resources. So it is important to have a button on every single form which will actually direct you back to the main menu. And you can actually easily do this by go to the main menu, design view, select main menu, and right click and copy this button. Then go to every single other form that you have in design view, right click and paste the main menu. If you have already you have customized a nice good looking design of the main menu, you can double click here, go to the format and change the back style to transparent, and if we go to somewhere's the border here as well, transparent, select yes. And if we run that, make sure we save it, you can see here if I click here, it takes me back to the main menu. So I made it invisible. So if you have a nice good looking button, then you can do that. However, if not, you can change the back style to normal and transparent to no. You can copy this button, then you can paste it on every single form you have. So let's close this. Let's put it there. Save it. Let's go to design view, increase the size, paste that. So it is important to put the button onto the same location, not just what I'm doing, putting everything all over the show, because users will get familiar with the layout of each form. So keeping consistency, it is important as well. Select remove. Okay, now I can actually reduce the size here, so I can put main menu here. Save it. Let's go to the next one. Design. Paste. Put this there. Save. And finally, for the stuff, design. Paste. Bring it here. Save. So if I test this form now, scroll a bit to the right, I will be able to click the main menu. Automatically all the other forms will close. If I go to query, main menu. If I go to site, main menu. If I go to stuff, main menu, and so on. So I've created a nice user-friendly navigation without having to open all the forms. So your task is to create a number of macros which will allow the users to navigate easily and quickly without using too many resources of the computer. I hope you're gonna do a much better job than I did here. Thank you for watching.